Knocked out. Sure. Okay. Today I'm changing my line for my pick line. As you can see, it's a pick line. It's in my brachial, going up, sticking out the tip of my heart about this much. That much. Now I already started the thing. The thing. This is the solution. This is the line. I've been flushed. I don't like air, and I know people that don't like air. I know people that think that air it's good, even though it is good when you breathe it, not when it's injected. I don't think nobody should inject air into their veins. Trash. Now it's on tightly. Now the only thing I gotta do, give me some ice on it. Thank you. And throw this out. I'll leave one. The rest of them you can throw away because I don't need them. Nope. I just use that one because one in the hospital. While I was in the hospital, that's what I did because they was giving me a lot of antibiotics, and it was giving me Benadryl. It was giving me morphine, and those things. The morphine is a narcotic. It's a controlled substance. The Benadryl, it's something like a controlled substance, but it's not a controlled substance. It counteracts any type of allergic reaction. So I was receiving that. And what happens is it make your stool hard. So you won't be able to go to the bathroom. But when you finally do go to the bathroom, there you go. It's a sign of relief. But back to what I was doing. I already put the line on. The line is on. The first flush is this flush. It is the sodium chloride injection. We all know what's in the sodium chloride injection. So let me begin by saying you can taste it all. First, you got to undo your clamps. When you undo your clamps, you're good to go. What you do, when you first prime it, you got to make sure no air in it. So you got to push it up to the top. But what you do is you inject it. You inject it. Now, when it feels good, it tastes good because you can taste it in your system. But then you got to do a check. It's called the drawback test to see if you're able to get blood out of it because you get nurses and stuff involved. So if there's no drawback, and it should be drawback, it should be. As you can tell, there's no bloody drawback. Well, it's starting to be some drawback. Just a little bit. Not as much. But it's starting to be some drawback. As you can tell, it's a little bit. And that's what happens. All right, you see the drawback? That's blood. That's a nice drawback, a good amount. But then you want to reflush your line. Okay. The line's been flushed. But then it's another stage to this. Get rid of this one. Now you do the heparin. See me, I get DBTs, blood clots. I get blood clots. I'm susceptible to blood clots. This is an injection. This is a heparin injection. We all know it thins the blood and everything else like that. So what you do, and on top of that, you clear the line too. No. No, there's not. And that is the problem. Okay, flushes. But you wonder why it's not flushing this. Oh, now it's flushing. It's positional. Yo. It's very positional. That's one heparin. Thank you. And it's done. Yes, I heard a little bit. All right, close the door. But that's what I did. You're always supposed to clear your line. Put this cap on. See the juices flow. The juices are flowing. Clamp, clamp. Find a way to make this stay. You don't make it stay, you're not going to make it stay. You're never going to make it stay. But you put that up there. They gave you this cool little stocking thing to secure your line. But sometimes it doesn't work the way you actually want it to work. It's a straight bummer. So, I think about a lot of things. And let me tell you. it's to a point where when you actually agree to life, but okay. All right. There's some things I gotta say. There's some things I gotta do, and this is very important. Okay. For those who know me, I go by David, but I also go by, David, well, the Night Wolf Jr. Even though I didn't post this video had some significance to do, like the cause harm and pain. You know, when you actually admit that you're wrong, and I tell you, it takes a man, it takes a real person to admit when they're wrong. And I was wrong. You never should put your business on social media. Never. Reason why I say never put your business on social media because it's nobody else's business. It's nobody else's business. And the faster you learn that, that's the faster you can actually avoid any situation. You know, it's this woman that I care about. I truly do, and she does mean the world to me. I love her to death. And the hard thing about being somebody being somebody you love, is being away from them for a very long time. It becomes difficult in a whole lot of ways. And I want her to know that I'm sorry, and I'm saying this publicly. It's not private. I want her to know that I'm sorry. From the bottom of my heart, I am so sorry. And this shit will never happen again. You see, the devil, he works in many ways, and we actually are the catalyst to our own destruction. We are, like, wholeheartedly. We give in to the sense of, if we can overtalk each other, we can argue with each other, we give into that sense. No, last night I almost had half the mind to literally go far, far away. you know, I didn't get no sleep at all. Um, been puking blood. Heart rate's been elevated, very high. Blood pressure's been high. Feeling something you have never felt in about 20 to 29 years. A feeling that is so bad. The only thing you gotta do is brace yourself and pray. And I lace myself up and I pray, because once the devil gets a hold of you, once he take a hold and a toll of you, he will shake everything up. But when you actually bring in God and God prevails through everything, it's a reason. There's a reason why they call God the all-powerful Father Yahshua. It, you know, and only reason why I'm saying I'm sorry because of the war. Last night, the activity that took place should never happen. And I want to let the woman that I love know that I am sorry, and it will never happen again. And I am willing to make this work without any outside interference. Any, just me, her, and our daughter. You know, the hard factor is when you up all night and you're crying your eyes out and you're sad and you're sinking back in your depression because there's two people that's very emotional that's trying to speak their words, that's trying to put their emotion, that's thriving off their emotions. It's one of those things where it becomes a confliction of an emotion that shouldn't even be there. It's just uncanny to find out or to figure out like what the hell's going on. You know, I did plan on going down to Philly to spend time with them too. It was from the 5th or 6th to the 14th, so I could have enough time. Also dropping out my sister, and other members of my family, and see a couple people I ain't seen in years. But I'm coming down there to spend time with her and our daughter. You know, but I want her to know that I am sorry, and I hope when she see this video, she will forgive me from the bottom of my heart because, yes, it shouldn't have taken place yesterday, and it should never happen. On both ends. That's on both ends, but more on my end. What are you doing? It's crazy when you think about it, but at the same time, it's not crazy. The terrifying, the terrifying markers of life is, you're afraid of being hurt by someone you love. You're afraid of commitment. You're afraid of people lying to you, cheating on you. But when you get the grasp of the understanding that a person is faithful to the core, or a person will never intentionally hurt you or harm you, then you can greatly understand. When two grown adults, is barking at each other, nothing is clearly being said. You just hear a lot of chainsaws going on. But when us adults come to our common sense and we can talk rationally without raising voice at each other and with hearing each other out, not just for that time being. See, understanding goes a long way. So do love, so do commitment. Supreme Court agrees to take a major Second Amendment. Supreme Court agrees to take a major Second Amendment case dealing with all gun owners and carriers. It's politics. I'll get on that a little later. But right now, my head is like everywhere. It is. It is. Do I feel like I'm loved? I don't know. Do I feel like it's like this? Do I feel like she loved me? Yeah and no. Do I feel like she care about me? Sure. Do I feel like she is worth my She's worth the effort. She's worth the effort and the energy to put into this relationship, yeah. Is she worth the sacrifice, yeah? I don't think I haven't come this far, and I haven't put this much sweat and blood into a relationship for many fucking years. I can tell you that. And I've been in plenty of relationships where I have been lied to. One person, it could be a person telling you one thing and they end up doing another. I've been cheated on multiple times. I've been used as a stepping stone, nigga. There's so many things that is unbalanced, and I'm really trying to find that balance. Like, okay, I know this woman loves me. I know she care about me, but do she truly understands what I'm going through in my head, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually? Do she understand that every time we literally go through this, I feel myself slipping more and more away from her? It's called a defense mechanism. And my defense mechanism is high as hell. Like, afraid to be harmed. So you're going to show up and show out. Afraid to be lied to. So you put up the defensive wall. I'm good at putting up a defense, but I'm also good at running away from problems. I never face problems head on. And when I do face problems head on, I'm met with a brick wall, and it's hard to knock that brick wall down because the brick wall is full of negativity, not positivity. Because I was saying earlier, you can't go through something, you can't get over something without going through it. You can't understand it without going through it, and knowing your worth. You know, my godmom said a long time ago, David, you are a good man. You are a very good man, and you deserve to be treated as such. And I tell my godmom this. I was like, look, I'm I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. At the same time, I strive to be perfect. There's no perfect person out there. I don't care how much a person say they're a good person. No such thing. There's people now with skeletons in their closet. There's people now that still at a point in their life where they confused and they don't know how to let go of the past. They embrace their past like it's an armor to protect them. And honestly, the only thing I want in my life is a woman that loves me, a woman that's gonna be there for me emotionally, mentally, and physically, a woman that's gonna understand, like, yeah, I fucked up. I fucked up like you fucked up. Two wrongs don't make it right, but at the same time, we both fucked up. So how are we gonna fix it? Are we gonna talk about it to the point where it's though, okay, I can tell you I'm wrong a million times. Because I can honestly say that when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And in this situation, I'm wrong. Asking for forgiveness, saying I'm sorry is something that I never did in my life. Because I was taught never to feel sorry, never to be sorry. But also, when I say sorry, that's me stepping out my comfort zone. You know, emotionally, I'm trying to hold myself together. I've been crying, like nonstop crying, like really fucking crying nonstop, nonstop. I've been literally crying nonstop, and It's painful to boot. When you up all night crying, rocking back and forth, when your whole body's shaking and your head hurt, when you so upset, disappointed, depressed, not because, well, not only because what you did, because what the other person not understanding, even though I fully understand, she understands. But when it's a conflict in your spirit and it's throwing it off, things don't sit right with you. And last night and this morning, it haven't sit right. Like, honestly, I felt like getting up, packing up my clothes, and running the fuck away. Like, that's how bad it was. I actually felt like I literally actually felt like dropping off the grid without a trace, like I did years and years ago. It's it. I did it once before. It's from preventing me from getting hurt, from pitting me. It's it's a protective thing for me. I used to do like when I feel as though that things are not working out, things are getting very difficult. When I feel as though things are like not adding up, or I literally disappear. And it was a minute that my family didn't find me until my dad became MacGyver, and ended up finding me. And it gets a time. It comes a time and a place where you have to draw your line in the sand. And it's a barrier, it's a line you cannot cross, or a line you don't let people cross. I have so many things in my head. See, even though I'm around family, I still feel alone. That's the one thing. And I've listened to a lot of motivational speakers. I listened to Busta Rhymes. She was speaking about communication. I talked to a lot of old people about communication, about commitment, about life. Period. About making major decisions that'll change the outcome of your life. Like if you draw from negative, you're going to get confronted with negativity. But if you bow down and speak nothing but positivity, you're going to get meted and greeted with positivity. See, you shouldn't let positive energy get canceled out by negative energy. You should never do that. One thing I don't understand is there's a lot of negativity in this world, a whole lot of negativity in this world. And it's just one of those things where you don't realize it's it's hard to realize. So I say this: if nobody hear from me at all, if you don't see me on Facebook, if you don't see me on here, if you don't get calls from me or anything, that basically means I'm off the grid again. You know, facing reality, facing reality is a factor, and I face reality every single day. Understand, understanding my mistakes. I truly understand my mistakes. Yesterday, last night shouldn't happen, but it did. And I'm on here publicly live saying I'm sorry. I am so deeply sorry, and I apologize to you, Jasmine Rodriguez, the love of my life. I am sorry. I am sorry for the action that took place. That's why, with a heavy heart, I'm going to say this. Yes, actions shouldn't have been taken the way they should. No. It could have been handled better by two adults. It could have been better by two adults. Two adults, not two kids, two adults. We can't change the fact that it happened, but we can actually we can proceed with the future. See, I don't know if you look at me the same way. I don't know if you love me the same way no more. If you don't, you don't. If you don't want to be with me, that's understandable. But the only thing I did wrong was voicing my opinion and feeling down because even though you said what you said, I said what I said. We could have. We are better than this. But I'm letting everybody that actually see this see this. If y'all don't get no reply from me, no calls from me, if you call and call and call, if you text and you don't, and you try to call and you use here, this number has been disconnected or whatever, that basically means I decided to get out. I decided to run away. I'm a grown ass man. I decided to take a sabbatical, not fucking run away. It's called a sabbatical. It's called the full sabbatical. And I took a sabbatical about, I'm 36, 36 now. But I took a sabbatical when I was around like 1920. I left and I made a decision to come back. I should have stayed gone. I don't regret giving my heart and my love to this woman. I don't. Do I regret leaving Philly? Yes, I do regret because I missed out on my daughter growing up. I missed out being around my daughter and being around the one I love. But not knowing if she forgive me or not knowing if she loved me the same way or see me the same way, the same light. It's it hurts. I know yesterday wasn't the best at all, and we all face with challenges. We all face with mental anguishes, but you never fully intentionally want to hurt the person you love. And this is not a suicide video. No, this is not. This is an emotional, I'm sorry, I love you, and it will never happen again video. But it's also, if you never hear from me, it's because the damage has been done. You know, I've been damaged before. I've been damaged a lot in my life. To the point that when you open yourself, your heart, your mind, your soul, when you open yourself to attack and you feel as though that you're not going to be under attack, it's always going to be understanding, even though relationships, marriages, whatever, it's not perfect, but you can actually twist and turn it in your unique way to make your life, to make your marriage, to make your relationship work to your best. I want to say I'm sorry to my daughter. I want to say I'm sorry to everybody. With that, I gotta go. Gotta pack my bags and everything else. I'm leaving. Sweetheart, I love you so much. I don't know if you feel the same way. So, and I know we go through our things. The only thing I want was my baby the whole entire night to talk to. It didn't matter how, voice wise would have been better, but you explained to me about why you wouldn't pick up your phone and you had to get it charged and stuff like that. That's understandable. I fully understand that now. See, I do a lot of thinking. I tear things apart and I put things back together and I see it in the other person's perspective. And you're right. With you being right, I'm totally, completely to blame for this. I am wrong. I take it upon myself. But I gotta go.